I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you should want to start a podcast. What's up? I'm Rob Cressy, founder of Bacon Sports, and starting a podcast absolutely changed my life. I've published over 500 episodes and want to share some knowledge with you to help you along on your journey. So, number one, the most valuable thing I found from podcasting is its ability to help you build more relationships. And the way that I always thought about it, I'm trying to talk to CEOs, CMOs, heads of digital for brands, publishers, and agencies, people that are way up there. And I was like, all right, how in the world can I get them to respond back to me? Because they're not responding back to emails and cold calls, things like that. I was like, light bulb. I was like, how about I create a podcast and then I'll go on LinkedIn and hit them up and say, hey, what's up? I'm Rob Cressy. Would love to have you on my podcast to talk about how awesome you are. And guess what they say? Holy smokes, that's amazing. I would love to talk to you. And guess what? Just like that, you're able to build more relationships with virtually anyone that you can think of. Because what you do is you're giving them a reason to want to talk to you. You're not pitching them to buy from you. Instead, you're saying, I want to deliver some value for you first. It works like an absolute charm. And even better, when the podcast gets published, guess what they do? They then push that out to their audience, which brings to number two reason why you should want to start a podcast: to build more awareness. Because now you've given more people an opportunity to engage with you and feel your brand heartbeat. And when you think about branding and marketing, there's so much noise out there. But you got to find a way to stand out and be different. And this is exactly it. You might say, Rob, I'm already doing a ton of stuff on social media marketing. That's fine. But number three, you're going to create a new marketing channel. And this is something that cannot be taken away from you, because tomorrow Facebook could say, you know what? We're going to chop in half the organic reach and instead triple the cost per click of paid social. You know how many brands and publishers would be screwed? A lot of them. Instead, with podcasting, you're adding something new to the mix. And when you add something new to the mix, by definition, you get more awareness. Number four, when you do all of these things, you know what it does? It turns you into a thought leader and gives you more credibility. You know how that works? Because when you have an awesome guest on and then they share that with their network, all of a sudden people are like, holy smokes, he's talking to this person. He must be super credible. And then you rinse and repeat, something I have done 500 times. And then you know what you do? You go ahead, you post that on your social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. You just constantly drip, drip, drip. And they're like, whoa, look at these amazing guests. All of a sudden, you immediately become a thought leader because you're letting the knowledge you have in your head out. And that's such an opportunity to differentiate, because we all have so much value and knowledge inside of us, but it's all locked up inside. So what podcasting does is it gives you the opportunity to let that blossom so that others can know what you've got inside. And that's how you become a thought leader. And last but certainly not least, we have the ease of growing a podcast. And why is this a good benefit? Because creating a podcast is not hard. How do I know? Because if I was able to figure it out, then you can figure it out. It's something that on the simplest level, boom, all you need is a phone, record that bad boy, you can create a podcast. Obviously, we're going to get a little bit more in depth on how to make it high quality, but you can certainly do that just that simple. It is not that hard to create a podcast. And another thing that I forgot to mention, the growth of podcasting. Last year, 90 million Americans listened to podcasts monthly, an increase of 26% over the last year. And guess what? Guess how most people are listening to podcasts? Boom, on their phone. Guess what everybody has attached to their hip pretty much 24 hours a day? Their phone. Let's put two and two together. Lots of people are listening to podcasts on their phone, and we have phones attached to our hip all of the time. Think that might be something you want to do? And as a bonus, creating a podcast is fun as shit, because it is. It's just a ton of fun to jam with awesome like-minded people. You can do it about whatever you want. It can be entertainment, business, marketing, entrepreneurship. Who cares? Whatever your little heart desires, you can create with a podcast. And I want to help you along on that journey. I created an online video course called Launching Podcasts to help you easily launch a podcast. It's an online video course that takes you step by step on the podcast launch process. So if you would like to launch a podcast faster and higher quality, then head to launchingpodcast.com and check it out. Boom chakalaka.